right. So welcome to another episode of Adding Perspective with Josh. I'm Josh.
I'm Coach Nrgy.
I'm Aphrodite.
All right. We'll talk about how porn or pornography affects relationships, right? Or the usage of that, or the watching of that, and all other forms of that kind of stuff. We even gonna talk about, how people that, visit the gentlemen's clubs, how that affects your relationship today. That affects a lot of people's relationships. It do, okay? So to kind of kick things off and stuff like that, I think that a lot of people understate, I'm not sure if it is a men to women ratio or anything like that, but they understate how much they may watch that kind of stuff, right? Or how much they may actually view that kind of stuff. Because, it's out there. It's not like you can actually just, run from it or anything like that. But I think from a relationship standpoint, it's a little bit more tricky too, because one person essentially may be into something like that. The other person may not be into stuff like that. And then I guess what I've kind of seen from a relationship standpoint is that it's almost like that hidden secret, right? It's like, okay, let me, sneak and watch some of this stuff or whatever the case may be. But I think that, I think there's a limit. Right, I think it is. It's more one of those desensitizing things, right? I think it's a limit to how much of that one person can actually kind of consume, especially from a relationship standpoint. But hey, in my theory, hey, I could be wrong, right? You could just watch it all the time and just be okay with it. But I don't think that anybody can watch that stuff all the time and be okay. What y'all think?
I agree. The term desensitized, that's the main thing you're going to hear out of my mouth today. Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Aphrodite. My bad.
No, go ahead. You got it.
That was it. That's all I wanted to say.
That's all she wanted to say?
Yeah.
She just want to get that part out.
Yeah, real quick.
But that's the thing though, right? I know it's different from men and women, but I mean, it's porn, right? Does it really shift the relationship much if a guy actually watches porn? Does it really just change the dynamic of a relationship?
So it definitely could change the dynamic of a relationship, whether it's positive or negative. And if you're doing it with hiding, then that's a whole issue within itself. Right? But if that's something you and your partner decided y'all wanted to do together, y'all might have set a boundary saying we don't watch porn unless we're together. And it's enhancing your sexual relationship, your intimacy with each other, your commitment, your love with each other, whatever, then that's different because that's moving in a more positive direction. But you already in a negative, to me, you're in a negative direction if you, first of all, you're hiding it. Because then when the partner finds out that you're really doing it, it sets a negative tone to them okay, so you don't, so especially they feel like they already been neglected sexually. Or the sex has not been as great as it used to be. Or you just not able to perform, however, however that makes it, you know what I'm saying? It brings on a negative connotation on the sex life itself. But I believe that it could be positive or negative depending on, first of all, y'all got to communicate about it and the person not hide it. But I definitely don't think it should be an everyday thing that you should be watching. That's a no-go. You know what I'm saying? So if it's random type of, okay, me and my partner about to watch this because we're going to do this. You know what I'm saying? Then that's different. But every day, yeah, it's going to desensitize. That's something they going to be, they probably not going to be able to jump off of nothing else but that.
Yeah. I would agree. I would. Hey, I'm trying to figure out where to go with that. That's kind of it's.
I mean, I don't disagree with it. You know, I don't disagree with you and your partner watching porn. I just disagree with the fact of you not saying something. That's my issue. Even if, you know, you want to go to the gentleman's club, like, go together. You know what I'm saying? If that's something she likes, go together. Let her pick out the girl, whatever. If that's something y'all into. But you sneaking at the gentleman's club, getting, you know, spending the check, and she don't know, that's a problem. You messing up the household finances around here.
But that, you know, that there's several reasons why people would like really just kind of refrain from telling their partner about that kind of thing, because most times it's because they've gotten in trouble like once or twice for like, you know, doing that or whatever. And hiding it is, I guess, essentially better than revealing it, because you don't want to hear the stuff that comes along with like revealing something like that.
Right, I can see that. Mm-hmm.
Especially if a person got a problem with it. Like, especially if it's like a real problem.
Right.
Yeah, like people just go more undercover with it, which is sad but true. I'm telling you.
That's true.
Bad but true. But that's the thing. I think it's I think that's kind of what the consensus is. There's levels to it. Like there's different ways of kind of viewing that kind of stuff. Because if a person starts like really viewing that stuff and thinking that, okay, this could be their real life type stuff, then they may stop watching that, right? Like that's the thing, because it's fiction, right? Like it's real, but it's fiction. Like, and then some people take it as, okay, this is really what we can do type stuff. And a lot of people don't go for that. Like a lot of people just don't go for, okay, let me talk to my partner about doing this right here, and knowing full well they ain't gonna do that, right? Like whatever that action is, they may not do that. Okay, so that's how people.
That's what I was saying. The thing starts with communication. Period. You know.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you have to communicate, and we was talking about just being open-minded. And if you know, like, you dealing with a partner that has those type of tendencies or fetishes, or, you know what I'm saying, like dip over there sometime just to look and pay attention, then, you know, y'all have to talk about that thing so they won't feel like they got to do it in secret.
Yeah. I'm curious does people really get like jealous if a person watches that, but they're always watching a particular type? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do. Because what happens is the other partners start thinking, oh, that must be what you really like.
Yeah.
Is that what you want? Because this is what you look at all the time.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like, but then again, it goes back to the flip side of that. How can a person really get jealous of a video? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that a problem?
It's not. I don't even know if it's just the video or it's the person in the video. It's the type. So it could be the body type of the person. Am I lying, Nrgy?
Okay.
It could be the body type of the person. Say, for instance, hypothetically speaking, the you know, they might be a tiny little chick, right? They might not have big breasts, whatever, right? So they might be slim thick, or slim, whatever you want, slim fine, however they pronounce it, right? But when they get on these porn sites, she a thick girl, like she got boom and everything else, and it be the same type of people all the time. You don't think that'll play like what the? Cause that ain't what you got at home.
Yeah.
So that play with your mind mentally.
Yeah. But I would see that part. But what if, right? Say for instance, right, you got someone, you know, obviously black at home, right? But the person watching Asian for it, right? Like watching the Asian stuff, right? So what do you do with that, right? Because it's like, it's a completely
different concept.
Yes,
you can't change your race, right? You can't change.
But the thing, you can't change your race. But the thing about it is, you must want your Asian because you keep watching them. Why? I would be like, why every time? Like, you would have to explain to me like that. When certain things just need an explanation for me, make it make sense for me. Like, I can see you switching to Asian, to this, to that, to whatever. I can see if you switch. Yeah. But every time you turn around, it's the Asian. So then I'm like, so what interests you? Why is it the Asian? You know what I'm saying? Is it the way they do this or this or this? Because if it's just because I like Asians and they, you know, they fascinating and then so bro, I'm not Asian, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, so I would be asking questions, but I'm just inquisitive like that because I need to know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. You know, it's just
so don't let her be. And majority of Asians are not thick girls. Mm-hmm. So then I'm like, so like, you want one with no titties, no booty? Like, what's this? Like, so we Asian and no titties and no booty. Like, well, how we working this out?
Hey.
But that ain't even true, cause like cause these porn girls, these Asian porn girls got titties and butts. So I'm lying. Wait a minute, time out. Scratch that. Wait a minute. It might not be real, but they got it.
Hey, honestly, I'm trying to figure out how do you know that? Okay, that's what I was gonna say. Like, how do you know that? Okay.
Cause I don't seen it before. We all adults around here. Everybody that got children, don't let them watch this right here. Put that in their head.
Oh, that's funny.
Like, we gonna be grown around here. Like, that's how I know. Shoot. But I need to know. Shoot, you watching it, I need to know what you watching. Because the thing about it is, if you really want to get deep, that stuff can do deeper stuff. So you need to know what your partner got going on.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the thing, though. I think that you know, the viewing it, and then also like of course I think the gentleman's club part is I don't know. I guess everybody has their thing, but I mean, it's fantasy, right? Like, that's the thing. I want to say it's fiction and non-fiction at the same time. It's just bouncing back and forth between that, because a lot of this stuff may not happen for people, right? Like, I think it's like getting your expectations up to a point where you know that if you do talk to your partner about this stuff that you may have seen, witnessed, experienced, stuff like that, most times that stuff just ends up, and this is most times, right? Most times it ends up in somebody being disappointed. Okay, like somebody's gonna be disappointed by the outcome of that conversation. Like, it is. Like, this is my opinion. Like, most times, like, getting your hopes up about something you done either seen, witnessed, or done. Yeah, that comes.
Communicate.
Hey, that's why people.
I'm just saying. That's why Nrgy. That's why they need Nrgy 14-point plan, right?
I'm just saying.
Like, we need to know, like, what's your sexual preference? Do you like porn? Do you like the gentleman's club or the woman's club or whatever? What you like?
Look, I mean, again, preferences change. Depends on how long you first. But
that's how you continue to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
Majority of the time, and to be truthful, I don't know if the sexual preference changed a whole lot. It's probably already been in that person to try whatever they doing now. They just like got the courage to do it. That's my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Cause they might feel like they've been on lock a long time, so then they get you. They a little bit wild. Who knows? I don't know.
It could be. I mean, like I said, a lot of things.
Or they just got grown enough to do it. How about that?
I just think that a lot of people over time, especially depending on how long they've been with a person, just kind of get into an interesting little routine.
Okay.
Sometimes their routine is not as fun as it used to be.
I can see that.
It's not.
I can see that.
Can't be having vanilla ice cream and peanut butter stuff all every day. Okay, you need some. You need some rock and roll. You need some. Some something else.
Vanilla ice cream and peanut butter.
Hey,
that sounds like some stuff you eat, Josh.
Hey, actually, those are two of my favorite things. That's why I named them.
Yuck.
I said that. Okay, like, sorry. It's texture.
Together?
Huh?
Together?
Separate.
Oh, okay.
But in conjunction. But
Gotcha.
What you mean in conjunction, like the ice cream and the peanut butter?
Like ice cream sitting right here, peanut butter sitting right here, right?
So then you dip the ice cream, you dip the peanut butter, then you dip the ice cream. Oh, that's interesting. Oh,
I know. So he's learning new things every day. I know. Okay.
That make my stomach turn.
Hey, don't be like that. What makes my stomach? This is random, right? People that eat fried pickles. Like
I don't want fried pickles.
I don't eat fried pickles.
Like fried pickles, those pickles that be having all that spicy stuff on them and stuff like that, all that kind of stuff. Okay, see, there you go. See?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I don't eat those
pickles.
No.
Any kind of way.
No.
Yeah,
for me, right?
I like pickles, but they have to be the really tiny ones, the petite ones. No. Yeah, those.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, girl, no, give me the big juicy one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or you bite into it, that juice go everywhere. Yeah. Don't nobody want no dry pickle? So I agree, it creates unrealistic expectations. I'm trying to keep the conversation.
The dry pickle. We're
not gonna stay there.
I didn't do it, right? Like I wanted to so bad. I wanted to. It was right here, in front of my mouth. And I was like, "Don't do it." In my head, I said, "Don't do it." And she could hold it in. She could hold it
in. Josh started that anyway, talking about some pickles.
I mean,
I tell you.
I did not think nobody was gonna bite for it. I didn't think nobody was gonna bite that. Like, just go ahead and just jump over that hill with that. But
it's true though. I really do I got pickles in my fridge right now.
It's funny. It's very funny.
The big ones?
Yes.
Because you don't do the petite. Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
Now I'll do the small ones, but no, I prefer
okay.
Yeah. Because
they're not fried though, right? Like they just the ones in the jar.
Yeah, just the ones in the jar.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
But yeah, unrealistic expectations, that's my thing about it. Watching it or watching too much of it, regardless, to me, it can create unrealistic expectations of one partner, thinking that that's what it should be like or will be like. And then when they are with an actual person, their actual partner, and they're like, wait, this isn't what, their view and their memory and their experience is what they've seen on TV or on the screen or in person at these establishments. And when it doesn't match, it can definitely create disappointment, like y'all were saying earlier.
Yeah, I said that. Like, definitely disappointment. Okay. Definitely.
That's talking from experience.
Hey,
I'm about to say, sound a little personal.
Hey, honestly, my backsliding. Okay, but yeah, like that could cause that could cause a disappointment, right?
Not the backfire.
It could, okay, but hey, that's part of it, right? Like you start really just viewing certain things that look like real real different from what you've been experiencing with your current partner and stuff like that. And all of a sudden you have these new expectations for that person. And if they don't meet those expectations, you're disappointed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what it is. Like, I think that's kind of why the usage of like watching that kind of stuff. I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, that stuff is out there. I don't think that there's an issue with people like just technically watching it. I think there's an issue with people like overly obsessing it with it, right? Like, there's really just going too far with that and then trying to bring that into their personal life.
Yeah. It can create an addiction too.
Yeah, it can definitely do that. It's what they call I forgot what that word is called. It's a way of like separating yourself from reality, basically, right? Like just personalizing or whatever they call it, yourself from your partner, right? So instead of like seeing that person as the person that you love and stuff like that, you seeing that person as somebody that you can just
as Pinky.
There you go. I mean,
Pinky.
If that is her name, yes.
That is her name. Her name Pinky.
Hey, like I said,
one of them.
Yes.
I thought Josh like,
hey, I mean, not very good with names, so you know what I'm saying. Like, just trying to really, I'm okay with bodies, but not that much of names. So just like this. Didn't get that part.
What?
Didn't get that part. All right, good.
Yeah, we caught that. We caught that. We just, you know what I'm saying? We just trying to figure out, did you catch that?
Right. Did you just say that?
Look, he knew her body though.
Yeah.
What's his name? But he knew her body. I just gave him the name.
Bring it back memories, girl.
Yeah, them backslide days.
Oh, but that's the thing, though, right? Like, that's kind of what I was saying about that. Watching too much of that, it puts you in a weird place. Who does? Weird place. But do you think that people should impose limits on people that they're in a relationship with about watching that stuff, or like going to gentlemen establishments? Do you think that people should pose limits on the other person for doing that?
I do think there's boundaries to that.
Yeah,
I do think it should be limited. If you, first of all, you just spoke on the true effect it has. So you spoke on it desensitizing. You spoke on possible addiction. You know, so you're speaking on these things that you know could be a possibility that might turn out. So yes, I think it should be a limit. I think you should limit. Yep. Whatever them boundaries look like for you all. Who knows?
Yeah. Honestly, I think that there should be a limit. Also, I just think that the other person shouldn't impose the limit on the other person.
How? So how should the conversation go? I mean, both of them have to agree.
Yeah. Okay. But this is the thing, though, right? Especially from a relationship standpoint, I don't think that, especially if this person is the one that like likes that stuff, right? Like, they like it, they watch it semi-regularly, or they visit these places semi-regularly. Like, I think that sometimes...
What's a semi-regularly? Like, is this like once or twice a month? Or like, what would you consider semi-regularly?
Maybe 3 times in 2 weeks.
So once a week? 1.5 times.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But that's the thing. Like, I think that when two people start sitting down and actually talking about that, I think it should kind of be talked about like objectively, and and with some level of openness about it. Because I think that when two people start talking about that, but one person actually likes watching it and the other person is kind of on the fence about it, you don't want to make it where it's like some type of dictatorship situation where you're trying to force a person to change something, because all that's going to do is just push them further into that secret.
Yeah.
Like, right. They're going to be even more sneaky about trying to watch it or whatever the case may be, and that's not helpful for nobody.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something to me, it needs to be discussed during those getting to know each other phases to determine, first of all, are you into it? Are you not? Are you for it? Are you against it? If you're for it, then, what's your typical frequency, and then both people measure, their responses or their method or their preferences, rather. Measure their preferences, to the person that they're getting to know. So therefore, before even taking that next step, it won't be an issue because they made a decision in advance on it. Yeah. Because that is a big rift that people deal with in relationships, is just that whole topic. It's because they didn't have the conversation in advance, or they didn't realize how much maybe their partner was into it in advance. And then it's like you said, you can't change a person. Yeah, you can make requests. You can try to, come to an agreement or a compromise. So, but it may not, go over so well. Because if you're too pushy, like Josh said, it may go, it may make them become more quiet about it, more secretive about it, and, just not disclose the information to you at all. And then you end up finding out, later on. And then it causes just a whole bunch of trust issues, and it just leads down a big old rabbit hole of stuff.
It does. And traditionally, that's essentially what happened, right? Like, you go over there, grab their computer, trying to type in like Walmart or Target and pull up something.
They be on incognito.
I'm
site. What you talking about? So they if they doing it secretive already, so they either on somebody else's web, they on a different web address than whomever, so the person can't catch it where they should be. Or you can go incognito and nobody know what web address you put up.
Yeah, but most times you're correct. But people forget to do a lot of things sometimes.
That is true.
They use other people's computers, and that's the thing about
that is true.
Being a family, that family plan get you in trouble. Okay, like it do. Okay, that family plan. Okay, like everybody got access to that. Okay.
That's why you don't do. That's why even with the family plan, you individualize the family plan.
Okay, hey, we not teaching people how to do this. Okay,
I'm not teaching them how to do this. I'm just saying, in real life, so the children don't touch your personal stuff. It's individualized. That's all I'm saying. I'm not teaching y'all how to do this, okay? Hey. Let me make that very clear.
Hey, we ain't teaching people how to be sneaky.
We just saying, as an adult, you should protect your children so they won't be on your accounts, period. Mm-hmm. So, they need a children account and you need the adults account. And if you're married, or even if you're just checking, it can be Tom and Sally account. Tom, you click on yours, and Sally clicks on hers. Mm-hmm. That's all I was saying.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense.
Okay.
That's fine. So, for those people that, do like to visit the other types of establishments, should there be rules about that too?
It has to be rules, because everybody ain't down with what you down with.
Okay.
They're just not. Like, and even if they're down with some of it, they might not be down with all of it.
Mm-hmm.
So going back to what we said, it has to be talked about.
Okay.
Some type of, like, because the thing about it is gonna create some issues. First of all, we didn't talk about it. Then you talking about it, and then we came up with some type of plan.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, on how it should work between the both of us.
Mm-hmm.
Then you know what I'm saying, you do your own thing. Then you already knew what's gonna happen. But the thing about it, I'm trusting you to go with whatever plan we decided that we was gonna come up with, that we agreed to. Yeah. And the thing about it, I don't think everybody should try everything. Like, everything ain't for you. Some stuff you just need to leave alone.
Okay.
Yeah. Some stuff need to be left alone.
What stuff are we talking about? Like
some of that stuff and a whole lot of other stuff. But
I'm just trying to figure out what stuff are we.
I'm just saying, like, everybody not down with a lot, even though they might be down watching porn, right? But they might not be down with watching certain parts of porn. You know, they might only want to watch two females, or they might want to only watch a male and a female, right? But they partner might want to do some other stuff.
Oh, okay.
And they might not be down with it.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
So you got to communicate and have a conversation about it.
Yeah, the open-minded thing, though. We got to make sure we reinforce that part.
Right.
Open mind. Okay.
Right. I agree with that.
Because those conversations, if you have to have those conversations, hey, it can't be no force applied. Okay. Don't apply no force. Okay. Don't do it. Okay. Don't try to strong arm somebody like that.
No, because it's not gonna work.
Oh yeah, no, it's not gonna work. It's actually gonna backfire for you. Like, it is. Like, because what's gonna happen is they're gonna stop for like.
Oh, they're gonna buck the system all day long.
I mean, they're gonna stop for a little bit.
And they might not even stop. They just might do it a different way.
Yeah, that too. You know, they might do it a little different way and stuff like that. Be a little bit more sneaky. Go incognito. Whatever you said. You know, like flip them family plans. You know, hey, like, you know, yeah, they might do that. But yeah. But yeah, I mean, it all comes back down to the type of conversation, that you have with a person about that. But whatever you choose to do, and whatever you choose to watch, and all that other kind of stuff, it has to make sense for your relationship. That's the biggest thing. It doesn't make sense, because if it doesn't, you're just going to end up with a whole bunch of, I guess, miscommunications about that subject.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah. So, final thoughts, right? Like, what are you guys' final thoughts?
Limit, I think it should be a limit. But a limit should be discussed amongst the two and agreed upon. And communicate about it.
I would say that, just be mindful of even getting into that area of sport, quote unquote sport, because it actually does do more harm than good in the long run. And to the person internally, there's a lot of things that can come from that. And especially the one that we mentioned earlier, I'm going to say this term again, it can desensitize you from being able to, or a person from being able to truly experience the beauty of intimacy with their partner. But I'll leave it at that. No judgment here, though.
The beauty of intimacy. Hey, people need to think about that, right? Hey, you think about that one. That was pretty profound, right? It was, okay? Some people, yeah, they take it too far, okay? They take it too far. But I think the biggest thing, I guess, again, with this particular topic, is moderation. moderation is key. Like if you like to indulge in any of the stuff that we talked about, like the pornography, the gentleman's club, all that kind of stuff. Hey, it's nothing wrong with that. We're all adults. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody has to make their own choice, but it has to make sense, again, for your relationship. Like, it got to make sense. And to, I guess, try to hide it for any subsequent thing for yourself or the other person, it never pays off in the end. Okay, that's the thing. That junk never pays off, ever. So, best advice is to have the conversation with your partner. Try to clear the air, come up with some type of consensus about the whole thing, and just live a happy relationship. Best thing to do. Yeah. So, on that note, this has been another episode of Added Perspectives. Josh, I'm Josh.
I'm Coach Nrgy.
I'm Aphrodite.
Yeah.
Ah.